Be sure you're well strapped in, because this is no Sunday drive with the wife and kids. From high above, see and feel automotive insanity and become part of the chase. A more highway to hell, where your life hangs by a thread and freeway madness is the norm. Feel firsthand the excruciating pain when steel and glass collide with high-octane mayhem. There are only losers in this high-speed race, fueled by road rage and ending in despair. Watch as those responsible for this asphalt agony meet their fate at the hands of the men in blue, as they learn their hard lesson of vengeance on Hell's Highway. September 12, 1995. The California Highway Patrol is in pursuit of a suspect at speeds in excess of 90 miles per hour.
The pursuit has been going on now for about 20-25 minutes. You see the red van being closely pursued by the LAPD there, going down residential streets. It doesn't look like they're going that fast right now, but believe me, they are going very, very fast, in excess of probably 90 miles an hour at some points here. And through a residential area, that could be very dangerous. So hopefully all the traffic... Oh, he's fishtailed by the police. He's turning over. He's turning over on the side. The police are surrounding him now. They have him pretty much surrounded with vehicles on either side of the overturned van. The police are rushing out now with their guns drawn, trying to kick in the windshield to get the suspect out. In case the suspect should try to flee the vehicle, they have the K9 units down there on standby, and the police are moving in now to apprehend the suspect and trying to get in as good as they can through the windshield there, or through the driver's side window. There now the driver's side door is opening up. They have the suspect in custody as he's climbing out of the car now and getting down to the ground. And he looks fairly young. It's a fairly young-looking suspect who is being suspected of the Grand Theft Auto here.
March 16, 1993, Buena Park, California. The California Highway Patrol, in cooperation with the Buena Park Police Department, are in pursuit of 3 people, 1 man and 2 women, suspected of Grand Theft Auto.
All right, we are in pursuit of 3 people. We understand it to be 1 man and 2 women. The man is driving. They are suspected of Grand Theft Auto. This pursuit has been going on for about 30 minutes right now through an industrial area. As you can see, a lot of traffic at the stoplight there. The van weaving through very carefully through the stopped traffic there. And he is slowing down a bit to try and see what his next maneuver is going to be. They're probably, there's a lot of adrenaline going on down there right now. The 3 people, probably a lot of yelling and screaming and a lot of confusion. We just hope that this thing will end up as good as it possibly can with very few injuries. After all, 40,000 people are killed in car crashes each year. And of course, some of them are due to this high-speed chase. The van is taking a right turn right now with the police in hot pursuit. This is the opportunity the police always like to use to try and block them in or try and fishtail them. As you can see now, the police car is trying to move into position to fishtail. There he goes. It's working quite well as the police have boxed the van in now. They are, it looks like the driver has thrown up his hands in surrender, and the CHP are getting out of their cars right now with their guns drawn, approaching the vehicle slowly as the other CHP and LAPD move into position to assist. You see an LAPD right there behind the back of the other CHP. He is moving in slowly. We have 2 CHP officers on the scene, 1 LAPD officer moving up from the other side. And he's holding the gun to the driver's head right now, demanding that he get out of the vehicle. The CHP officer is opening the doors for the 2 women in the car to get out. We have other CHP officers on the scene right now, trying to remove the suspects from the car. There they do have 1 suspect out, it looks like. He's in the felony-prone position down on the ground on the street right now. They're getting the other 2 women out of the car, the passenger side. And it looks like we have a code for it. Looks like all suspects have been safely apprehended.
February 14, 1996, Valentine's Day, Orange County, California. The Sheriff's Department is in pursuit of a suspect wanted for Grand Theft Auto.
But we were at speeds of over 100 miles an hour. You can see the driver trying to maneuver his vehicle, trying to figure out what to do. Is he going to turn off the road, or is he going to make a left turn? We are on live television right now. It doesn't look like this guy has much of a clue of anything what he's going to do. This is not making for very much of a Valentine's Day for this guy today. He's trying to, the police have blocked him in. He's trying to maneuver. He decides the only way out is to go straight ahead. They are in pursuit of this suspect suspected of a stolen vehicle. This guy just doesn't have a clue about anything. He's not sure exactly where he wants to go, if he wants to go forward or back, or he seems very distraught and doesn't seem that he has his head completely together here. This is probably the most dangerous of all suspects, one who just no fear and will do anything. Surrounded now by plainclothes detectives who are demanding him for him to get out of the car. He's not doing it. He's backing up now. It seems that he's almost taunting them. It's almost like he's taunting them into doing some kind of action. It looks like he's trying to, the plainclothes detective is trying to bang open the passenger door there, but the suspect not adhering to his commands whatsoever. It just seems like he's taunting. Of course, he's blocked in by the CHP back there. The only way really for this person to go is to go into the parking spot as they try and box him in once again. It doesn't look like he really has any plan of what's going on. They have fully boxed him in now. The Highway Patrol and the police have fully boxed him in with guns drawn. I don't know what they're waiting for, but this vehicle with this person under duress like this could be very much a threat to the police. With guns drawn, it looks like he's trying to he tries to ram the police, and the police are shooting out his window. He's shooting the suspect. And it appears that the suspect has been fatally wounded. And the car finally comes to a rest in a parking space. This driver did appear his actions were very illogical. It seemed that he may have been under some kind of duress, but the vehicle is at rest now along this curb in the parking spot. The police are waiting to see if the suspect is down for good, or if maybe he may try and back out again or use the vehicle to ram police again. They're waiting, just playing a waiting game. It's a very dangerous waiting game right now, because if the suspect happens to have some kind of gun, he could be going for it, still could pose a very serious threat to the police. The police now are deciding that they are going to move in to get a handle on what's going on with this driver, if he has been put down, or if there's still a danger to police. As they slowly move in around the vehicle, CHP officer down to the left there urging caution to the LAPD officer. The LAPD officer urging the other officers to surround the vehicle, looking to the passenger side now to get an assessment of the situation. He opens up the passenger door with all the glass flying from the bullets that have flown through the window, and it looks as if they have the situation in hand. My guess from this point is that the assessment is that he is pretty much been liquidated. Let's take a look at that again. As the CHP car tries to fishtail the red van, the officers come up from the side there and surround it. And you can see the arm of the driver. He purposely shifts into gear. It looks like he was trying to go after the plainclothes police officer that would have been trapped between that wall and the vehicle, and they opened fire on the suspect, effectively taking him out. And once again, I want to remind you that we are live here on television. The chase has taken about 28 minutes to its final resolution, but we do have a code 4 here and what looks like a killing of the suspect here by CHP and the police. We'll take another look at it again in slow motion. You see the police firing upon the suspect.
Police are involved in a dangerous high-speed pursuit of a dark sedan through the streets and intersections of Los Angeles.
The dark sedan is being now pursued by the police, suspected of stealing this vehicle. It's my understanding that the suspect has quite a lengthy record in some of these... right through the intersection and crashed into by that red car there. Obviously, the person in the red car knows something's up because the police were right on the tail. They've boxed in the suspect with guns drawn, and it looks like the hands are out of the car of the suspect. He has surrendered to police. It looks like we have a code 4 situation here. Trying to get the suspect out of the vehicle. The police moves around to the other side of the vehicle to try and obtain the suspect.
January 19th, 1995. The LAPD chased a suspect down Olympic Boulevard in West Los Angeles. Here is the gruesome aftermath.
The situation, as we understand it now, the LAPD were chasing a suspect. The suspect sideswiped this red car and forced the red car head-on into the truck. Now, we understand that the suspect is virtually without injury. However, this family here has been put through tremendous turmoil. As you can see in the back there's a car seat. We believe that there are 2 children in the car trapped, and the mother as well. 1 female driver and 2 children that have appeared to have been in the car seat. They're trying to get the jaws of life. Now, they have the jaws of life on the scene. They're going to have to virtually cut the roof off the car in order. There's the mother right there. But in order to get to the children, they are going to have to virtually cut the roof off of this car with the jaws of life. We're on Olympic Boulevard in West LA to see how this whole situation is going to come out. It looks like the mother is talking to the paramedic there. Looks like she is injured. However, she is conscious and probably, no doubt, asking about the condition of her 2 children in the back. You can see it's an ugly crash here. Luckily, there goes the roof of the car right there. The jaws of life being successful in cutting off the roof of the car. The car virtually totaled, virtually decimated, and they are trying as hard as they can, the paramedics, to get to those 2 children in the back who obviously must be very confused right now. It looks like they have the situation pretty much well in hand as the roof begins to come off. The police officers in the back there not looking too panicked or too rushed, which leads me to believe that everything is probably going to be okay here. You can see the car seat there, trying to see the condition of the children. Hopefully they are okay. Paramedics looking in on the situation, checking to make sure everything is all right. It looks like they do have 1 or maybe 2 children down on the front seat there. Checking the condition of the child. It looks like they brought in some sort of IV with life-saving, some sort of life-saving fluid there, and they're probably doing the IVs right on the spot there with the children. There's 1 child you can see right there, the head with the neck brace. 1 child has a neck brace. It looks like the second child is with the neck braces in the back seat. The first child, that is the child with the neck brace that's getting the IV. As you can see, they're strapping the IV into the wrist of the child with the neck brace right now. And they want to make sure that he is pretty much stable before they probably do any moving of him from this vehicle. But luckily they got those, got the jaws of life in there, got the roof off of this car so they can have easy access to this child. You can see the fire paramedic there opening up the kit. Make sure that he has all the medical supplies needed to attend to this child in the back. Once again, the condition of the suspect that forced this car into the head-on path of this truck, as we have heard it now, is virtually without injury. And it looks like the child is being stabilized, but it looks like the paramedics are still having quite a difficult time finding a path to remove him from this wreckage. They're trying busily, the first 2 gentlemen off to the right there are busily trying to get the jaws of life to the point where they can start cutting away pieces of this vehicle to clear a path to remove this child safely from the wreckage, while the other paramedics in the back are working on stabilizing his condition. By the way, you will notice that the street has been wetted down around this area, and there are many firemen on the scene here. That's a fireproofing measure in the event that this vehicle should start to... they're removing the child right now on the gurney. It looks like they're successful in getting him out through the back. They're placing the child on the gurney right now. And it looks like he is about seconds away from being removed from this wreckage. With the 1 paramedic getting tangled up in the IV cord there. Making sure they move that around. Do not pull out the IV. The child has been removed now from the wreckage successfully. And that is a fairly large child. That's probably, obviously, not the one that was in the car seat. The one that would have been in the car seat probably has been rescued already. We will check on that and get back to you. But the second child, the most seriously injured of the 2, obviously has now been removed from the wreckage. It looks like the situation is well in hand, thanks to our fine firefighters and paramedics down there doing a great job in this tragic situation here as a result of a fleeing suspect who was being pursued by the LAPD. The child being covered up now and being well taken care of. He's probably off to the hospital. We will do some more checking on the suspect and find out when he will be charged and what he will be charged with.
October 21st, 1992, El Monte, California. The aftermath of two vehicles that hang precariously off the edge of this LA freeway.
What you're seeing here now is the aftermath of a three-car collision. We have a car pinned under a tanker truck. Two large trucks are involved in this situation, and one car, the car, of course, having slid right under one of the tanker trucks. The problem here is they hang dangerously on the edge of tipping over the edge of the freeway. The first driver has already been rescued from the flatbed truck that you see there off to the left. The driver in the little red car that has slid under the tanker truck is still inside, we believe, and the tanker portion of the truck is hanging over one side, and the driver seems to, of the tanker, there's the flatbed truck that you see right there. That driver has been rescued and is okay. And there's the little red car again, but the tanker portion, the end portion, is hanging over the side of the freeway. The danger doesn't exist for the driver of the tanker truck. The danger exists for people below if this thing starts to teeter and fall off the side.
June 14th, 1995, Van Nuys, California. Two cars are pinned beneath a huge truck.
And sometimes it's difficult when we realize that everybody has to pay for the recklessness of just a few. You see two vehicles pinned in by a truck here. They are trying to take this truck apart in pieces in order to get at these two vehicles as they begin to tear down the situation here south of the Ventura exit and the Burbank exit on the 405 freeway here in Van Nuys. We are monitoring this situation to see about any casualties or fatalities in this accident. But here you can see the big rig truck has the two vehicles pinned in pretty good, and the only way really to get at them is going to be to take this big rig apart piece by piece. It's a bit of a hassle from the other side of the freeway as well, because they have to bring in this huge piece of...
February 20th, 1996, City of Industry, California. This person is trapped in a car where every minute counts.
This is the scene this afternoon from right around the 60 and 605 freeway intersections here. We have people trapped in the car. Every person in the scene here seems to need some sort of attention. We've heard a count of some 15 people trapped in a car. This is an absolute mess here this afternoon. People who aren't injured have been sitting on top of their cars waiting for help. As you can see, they're trying to remove one victim from the car. The wood post that you see off to the side there is strategically placed in there by the paramedics to keep the metal, as it begins to fatigue, from collapsing in on the injured. So that buys them a little extra time. We are in the golden hour right now, what they call the golden hour. A suspect, or a patient, has a much better chance of surviving about 60 minutes after the actual accident occurs, as opposed to if they should wait. So we're in a very sensitive time here as they try and remove that passenger that looks virtually unconscious. You get a shot off to the other, down to the lower, the right of your screen there. You can see part of the other. There we go, right there. You can see the other wood beams that they've put in there to help support this vehicle until they properly and safely extract the wounded. Giving this gentleman a once-over check there, and they are safely moving him out of that vehicle. We have county firefighters on the scene here this afternoon. There is as I mentioned before, a huge delay of traffic, up to 2 hours in some instances where the traffic really can't get on or off the freeway. They're basically just stuck there, and it's bad from both directions. Of course, this direction is bad because of this traumatic, horrible accident. But the other side is bad just from all the looky-looing. That would be the westbound traffic. With the looky-loos, we are looking at the eastbound lanes right here of the freeway. Now, as you can see, they're cutting the clothes away right here, the trousers and the shirt. This is in an attempt to find any injuries that may not have been visible to the eye initially when they pulled the passenger out. So they're looking and they're searching all over the body for any kind of trauma, any kind of injuries. As you can see, the one paramedic has his hands on the rib cage of the patient there to try and get a handle on if there's any internal injuries. That's very important too. Before they move this patient, they need to know things of that nature. The anti-shock trousers that you will see shortly, I'm sure, will inflate, that's used to stabilize blood pressure. Of course, the one paramedic there has the IV, so important liquids and fluids and life-sustaining fluids are being pumped into the patient right on the scene here, because bear in mind, even by car, we're about 45 minutes away from County USC Medical Center, 6 by air, and I'm sure they have the Air Rescue 5 on the way. In order, because this is such a mess here, there's just no way that through traffic any ambulance or anything with wheels could possibly ever make it to a USC on time. As I mentioned before, that golden hour, you have a better chance for survival up to an hour after the actual trauma occurs. There's another helicopter off to the right there monitoring the situation. You can see the traffic on the other side, not all that bad. It's not bumper to bumper, but they are moving slowly because they are looky-looing, and that's very important in a situation like this, to try and keep the looky-looing down to an absolute minimum, because it sure slows traffic up on the other side as well. They're covering the patient up with a blanket now, preparing him to move to the hospital. Now, the gentleman you see there with the green jumpsuit, that one that just stood up with the white gloves, and the other one bending down to fix the blanket, that is part of the Sheriff's Department's paramedics. They specialize in major trauma. They're trying to clear a way to get this patient out and over to the Air Rescue 5, which is off to the right there, just waiting for the patient to be stabilized and brought over there. They're taking him on the gurney right over now to the Air Rescue 5. It's an S-58 medevac helicopter that was used for evacuating people from Vietnam. It actually saw this aircraft actually saw service in Vietnam and now is being used here in Southern California. So you can see the patient has been stabilized, fully covered up, and the sheriff's paramedics are attending. Also the firemen and regular paramedics are taking him to the Air Rescue 5 right there. So it looks like this patient has about a 6-minute trip from here to County USC Medical Center, where he will be attended to and looked after. Still awaiting word on some of the other passengers in this situation, some of the other, if there are any fatalities, or I'm sure there are other serious injuries, but we have not heard of any fatalities yet, even though at one point we received a report that up to 15 people were trapped in their cars, some with injuries, some without. But it's an awful chain reaction accident that happened today. As you can see, there's another vehicle right there. Looks like the passenger in that car has already been successfully extracted. We have ambulance on the scene, and as you can see, the backup is quite extensive, and the traffic is not moving at all. You cannot get on or off. There's some of the people we talked about earlier that just decided to get out on the tops of their trucks and cars and try and see as much as they could. They figure they're not going anywhere, they might as well try and enjoy the show. As we zoom out here, you can see that the traffic on the other side, while not that heavy, once again, is moving fairly slowly. There's the Air Rescue 5 medevac helicopter on its way to County USC with the patient in tow. And we will continue to monitor the progress this afternoon.
September 19th, 1996, Hollywood, California. In an effort to avoid a suspect being pursued by police, a bus crosses the median and kills a motorcyclist.
And we understand that the MTA bus that swerved through the median and off to the other side here was heading north on the 170 at Magnolia. It was cut off and went over the center divider into southbound traffic. It immediately and instantly killed a motorcyclist on the scene. We will try and see the motorcyclist. We believe that the motorcyclist has been covered up with a blanket, and he may be visible. The body may be visible here shortly. It was a 29,000-pound bus, and there are rumored to be 3 to 5 people trapped underneath the bus. In the minivan there that you can see, the bus landed on the one. We have confirmed one dead in that minivan. And a total of 3 cars trapped by this. You can see the 2 minivans and then the van toward the back there, the gray van. And this is going to be an accident that will be talked about for quite some time, just from the sheer numbers of fatalities in this instance. But once again, it looks like one of the passengers from that truck is resting in the back there. We understand his condition is he's still alive but injured. But you can see his head moving there, that he is still conscious. And it looks like they may be trying to remove someone or something. Oh, we can see an arm moving in the front seat there. There is another passenger in that pickup truck there, and they are waiting to rescue him. Get in nice and close there. We can see him moving around. We know that he is still conscious, but they're going to probably have to get the jaws of life in to get that cab cut away so they can properly extract that passenger from that truck. It's difficult to get the jaws of life in here because the traffic is so socked in. There you can see the body of the motorcyclist right there that has been covered up. But to the attention of the paramedics, of course, are with the survivors. And they are over spending time right now. As I mentioned before, the jaws of life, difficult to get in through here because the traffic is so socked in. It really makes it very difficult to get any kind of response or reaction of that nature because of the severe nature of the accident here. One jaws of life is coming in. We understand there are more on the way. They're going to need more, certainly. With all of these, with all this twisted, crunching metal, is getting a neck brace for the passenger in the back of the pickup truck there, trying to stabilize his condition before they move him. Check for injuries. They've cut his shirt away so they can see if there are any visible injuries before they move him. They have to know exactly what is going on with a patient before they attempt to move a patient at all, simply because they just need to know the severity of their injuries. So they could end up doing more damage to the patient if they move him than if they just leave them still. We understand there's a heavy utility truck on the way coming to pick the bus up off the cars. That's going to assist as well in extracting some of those people that are trapped under the bus. We're about 15 minutes into this accident here. As you can see, the photographers, they have camera crews down on the scene as they are trying to peel this truck apart piece by piece. The only way possible that they can get at some of these injuries is to just take this vehicle apart piece by piece, and they're doing a pretty good job. As you can see, camera crews on the scene. They have lifted the bus off at this point somewhat. You can see the heavy crane up above that has placed a big strap around underneath the bottom of the bus and has lifted that up, allowing the paramedics to get access to the man trapped in the cab of the pickup truck. There's that golden hour that we always talk about, the hour after an accident. And we're waiting to see now how these patients fare. The helicopters are en route to the scene to take the passengers to the hospital. Before that happens, they definitely need to stabilize the patients and to get them ready for transport and ultimately surgery. The firemen are around in case of fire, because you have gasoline and you have this kind of damage. There exists the possibility of fire. One fireman getting into the back of the cab there, attending to the patient inside, the survivor. He still looks to me to be conscious, but I'm sure very much in pain. You can see him moving around in there. You can see the spilled blood on the asphalt up to the top of your screen there. That just indicates the type of severity of this situation here this afternoon and how bad this accident really was. Once again, this accident caused as a result of a bus, an MTA bus, that swerved to avoid hitting a suspect that was being pursued in a high-speed chase by LAPD. The man has been extracted from the vehicle and with the neck brace is conscious. He's being laid on the gurney right now. The bus, swerving to miss this suspect, went over the median, thus pinning the three vehicles underneath and killing a motorcyclist in the process. So I'm sure this will be debated for quite some time to come as far as how LAPD handle their high-speed chases and the need for high-speed chases. And I'm sure this will be a textbook case for both sides, pro and con high-speed chase. This will be debated, I'm sure, for quite some time to come. As the patient is being strapped to the chair there, or strapped to the gurney, it looks as if he's conscious, but I'm sure he must be in some kind of pain. They don't like to give them a lot of pain relievers initially, for the simple reason that they will have a better idea of what kind of damage has been done if, as indicated by the pain. But they are hurrying with this gurney to get him to the air rescue. The patient has been fully immobilized. He's probably finding it very difficult to do much moving, and this is for a reason. They want to move as little as possible on the patient to get an idea of exactly what kind of injuries he has sustained. And of course, this allows for better treatment once they reach the hospital. But our paramedics and firemen down there are doing a great job getting this patient to the air rescue. That is the LAFD air rescue right there. It's a Bell 412. They will be on their way to the Urgent Trauma Center, which is about 6 minutes away. So this gentleman on the gurney here is very close to receiving treatment. But I believe that he has a long road ahead of him as far as rehabilitation and healing. Being lifted onto the fire department Air Rescue 1. As we see a long shot here on the looking at the LA area, you can see just how much of a hassle this is with the traffic. A lot of the traffic has gone off the freeway onto the side roads there. Not much traffic even on the other side. But traffic will be delayed for quite some time. The magnitude of this accident, unlike any that has been seen for quite some time.
While avoiding a suspect, these two vehicles collided, killing the driver of this vehicle.
I gotta tell you, these trucks are designed, they are built to take impact, but not impact of this magnitude. I mean, look at that with all that weight behind it. This truck is a mangled mess. And it doesn't surprise me to find out that there was a fatality involved in this crash. This is absolutely horrible. The one, you can see the glass on the side there.
Another fatality results from a fleeing suspect, spilling a load of flour across the freeway.
Well, I hope you weren't planning on doing any baking tonight, because this load of flour is all over the freeway here, and the truck has been overturned. The load has been overturned and spilled all over the freeway, and it looks on the other side of the freeway there as if it has caused another accident of some sort. So it just doesn't pay to be a looky-loo. If you can see the dirt or the mud or whatever is on the other side of the freeway, but it almost looks like a snowy winter's day there. This flour all over the freeway, while not tying up traffic entirely and not completely blocking traffic off, has certainly made...
The actions of another fleeing suspect causes a load of manure to spread across the freeway. This is one nasty spill.
I'm sure this is one of those days when you guys back in the studio are glad that you're not up here from where I'm at looking down. This is manure, ladies and gentlemen, that's right, and we can smell it from up here. It's a smell that has permeated the entire area. I don't know how those officers can stand it.
February 12, 1991, Los Angeles, California. An overturned grocery store truck hangs dangerously in the balance between two freeways.
This Ralph's grocery store truck that you will see here shortly couldn't have picked a worse place to upend itself. You will see that it is hanging delicately in the balance here as we get in for the close-up. Delicately in the balance of the V there, right as both freeways come together. It's hanging right between the split of the two freeways. And we're a little bit worried that it may, the metal may fatigue and may fall through the crack down to the traffic below, and I'm sure they're handling this situation right now with kid gloves, because it is as you can see the end of the truck there, and while hanging on to the freeway just barely, this thing could go at any minute if the proper conditions arise. So I'm sure they have that in their mind, as well as trying to get this driver rescued. You can see the crane there will attempt to pick the truck up from between these two freeways.
February 24th, 1985, San Dimas, California. A burning tanker truck carrying an unknown substance forces the California Highway Patrol to evacuate an entire area.
The hazmat team, we understand, is en route. The CHP is trained to identify certain substances like this, but today they just could not identify it, and they have cleared the freeway and the surrounding area in case of an explosion. and smoke can go miles into the air. This burning situation here is very dangerous, depending on what the chemical is inside. As soon as the hazmat team arrives, we'll have a better...
May 24th, 1996, San Clemente, California. A chain reaction crash causes many fatalities and casualties.
I'm sure after today some insurance rates are going to be going up. Look at that. You get an indication of the kind of traffic problems we're having because of this chain reaction crash that happened earlier this morning. Many fatalities and casualties in this, as we understand it. We're still waiting for confirmation on that as soon as we get closer to the crash site. It has not slowed traffic up completely, but it has slowed it down to one lane off to the lane number 5 there. But you can see it is just an absolute mess with some probably 6, 7, 8 vehicles involved, including a truck. It is just a mess down there with oil and wet liquid just covering the entire area down there. We still have yet to confirm the cause of this chain reaction crash, but you can see the traffic on the other side. Once again, folks, I keep saying this all the time, looky-looing really hurts the situation in instances like this. Traffic not bad at all, not bumper to bumper at all, but look how slow people are going by to do the looky-looing. You see a truck there, it looks like it has jackknifed, and two 18-wheelers right there, back to back. Both of them have jackknifed, and they're just kind of waiting to see how they're planning on taking the traffic that is going along with this westbound lane here off the freeway.
October 31st, 1995, Halloween, Pasadena, California. The LA County Bomb Squad gets the scare of their life as they're called in to investigate a pipe bomb.
We are between Baldwin and Santa Anita right now, responding to a call about a pipe bomb left on the freeway here. The freeway has been virtually cleared off, so the LAPD or LA County Bomb Squad, who were called in to investigate this. There you see right there the guys who will be building the detonation devices. They're not going to move the bomb. What they're going to do is build a detonation device to blow the bomb up, causing it to render it absolutely useless at that point. So they're staying at a very safe distance. Let's pan up a little bit, pan back to see, just get an idea of how far back they actually are. You can see the binoculars there, pretty strong binoculars, which indicates that they are quite a fair distance away from this pipe bomb, taking no chances here, the LA County Bomb Squad. And we'll continue on further down the road here and try and get a better shot of that bomb. We understand it's a 5-inch galvanized pipe with it's capped at both ends, and still looking for the bomb, still a fair ways away. They're sending in a man in a Kevlar bomb suit. He's got a breather device. He's taking the detonation device over to the bomb. There it is right there, the pipe bomb. Of course, Kevlar does not burn, does not tear. He has a breathing device. He's completely protected. He's setting the detonation device right next to the pipe bomb. Being very careful not to move the pipe bomb itself. It could be wired to go off any number of ways. They're using blasting caps and electrical cable to trigger this detonation device here. As you can see, the cable running behind the detonation device all the way back to the detonation team's little work area in the back of their truck there. It looks like it's all set, ready to go. He's going to back off and give the high sign to the detonation team, and we're waiting to see if the bomb is going to blow here and what kind of explosion it will set off. Monitoring it very carefully with the huge binoculars. There goes the bomb, and not much of a explosion at all. Looked like it was relatively harmless, but quite a scare here on this Halloween day. And now going back in to just effect cleanup.
October 31st, 1994. A big rig has plummeted off the side of a freeway.
Earlier, this big rig had jackknifed and plummeted down the side of the freeway. It's in sort of a ravine now. We have some CHP on the scene here in a relative deserted outskirts area of the Los Angeles area here. As you can see, the truck has completely been upturned. It's completely on its top with the wheels and the undercarriage pointing towards the sky here, and we can get a fairly good look at what's going on underneath the vehicle. We hope that the driver was evacuated from the vehicle successfully and without much injury, but we're still waiting confirmation on that. We are also waiting to find out what exactly caused this big rig to plummet off the side of the freeway. We don't know if it was perhaps another vehicle or a crime in progress that he was hoping to avoid, or a high-speed chase. We're still awaiting word on that. Like I said, we are fairly new on the scene here, but these are the first pictures you're seeing of this truck down in the ravine here, and we are going to try to monitor throughout the day.
Air rescue was called in to retrieve a driver trapped in a car at the bottom of a ravine. They're on the way.
The car plunged off the side of the freeway at a speed of about 85 miles an hour, went all the way down the rocky ravine here. You can see the entire front of the car there is virtually destroyed. The car went end over end. The passenger, luckily with his seatbelt on inside, was relatively okay, protected by this car. But now they're assessing the situation. They're on the scene, trying to figure out exactly how they're going to get a rescue team down here to remove the driver from the wreckage there. As you can see, there's the air vac helicopter there, the air rescue, waiting to get the assessment of the officers down on the scene to see exactly where they're going to land, where the best place is to land, and rescue that the survivor. And as you can see, the gurney being flown down by the air vac helicopter right now. They are going to, on the ground, grab the gurney. They're going to extract the patient and put him on the gurney and probably fly him back up into the air rescue helicopter the exact same way that the gurney got flown down in the first place. And there we see the passenger, the survivor, being secured and brought up into the air rescue helicopter. A dramatic air rescue today this afternoon from a vehicle that was in the bottom of a rocky ravine. It didn't seem that
November 30th, 1995, almost a month after Halloween, Santa Monica, California. A crazy LA resident gives police a devil of a time.
And of course, as we always say, one of the disadvantages to living in LA is the occasional kook who wants to dress up like Lucifer and run around. Now, we're not sure if this man is naked or if he's clothed in some way. He looks naked to me, which leads me to believe, or makes me wonder how he's holding his wings and his tail on. But he seems to be he seems to be late for a Halloween party, some 30 days late. We're not sure exactly what this gentleman is trying to prove, but of course in LA you can run through downtown Los Angeles dressed like this, and here in this city nobody will really notice you. But the police have noticed him tonight, and the police are moving in to see exactly what this gentleman has on his mind. It looks like he doesn't really have any idea where he's going. He may be purposely doing this as some kind of stunt or publicity stunt. I'm not sure if there's a movie coming out. Maybe, as we mentioned before, he's obviously too late for his kneeling down and doing some sort of ritual. Oh, he's putting his hands behind his head, so obviously at the request of police. Kind of lost there in the shadows. Police moving in to make the arrest. He's laying down on the ground. And police, good has conquered evil once again this afternoon in Los Angeles.